Out here at Lazy T Ranch, we've got a tradition. Each year we welcome 2 wounded veterans to these mountains, not just to hunt, but to give them a piece of Wyoming they can carry for the rest of their lives.
Shit. I took my body armor off, I took my Kevlar off, and I laid my weapon in the back of the Bradley, and I took off running down the road.
But he got out of the vehicle, and as soon as he stepped out, sniper fired, missed him, just inches off his ear.
Some men have carried more than most could bear, standing in harm's way so the rest of us can live free. We can't pay that debt, but here at Lazy T, we can share our mountains and give them a hunt they'll never forget.
First got the phone call, and I didn't know whose number it was. It went to voicemail, and my voicemail transcribes the text. And as soon as I saw it, I said, "Hey, this is Caden with Lazy T Ranch." I was like, call him back, call him back, call him back.
In 2005, Sergeant Ryan Coffield took a sniper's bullet to the neck in Iraq, shattering vertebrae, severing an artery, and changing his life forever. He's been fighting his way forward ever since.
We were just calling to see if you would be a nominee that would come out to the ranch and do this wounded veteran hunt with us.
100%. When he broke the news, I was in shock. My fiance Becky, she was in the truck next to me listening to the call, and she's like jumping up and down with excitement.
In 2004, Sergeant First Class Chad Stevens led his platoon through 2 ambushes in Bakuba, Iraq, crossing open ground under fire to pull a wounded gunner from his turret. His courage earned him the Silver Star.
I met a guy, he's a preacher in the county over from me. He had called me and told me, "Man, I put your name in for to go on a hunt trip to Wyoming."
Eric, did you not tell him about the nomination?
What nomination?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's even better. So,
But did anybody tell you about this trip to Wyoming? I said, no, because I didn't remember that he told me.
we wanted to extend that offer to you if you would like to come out and accompany us at Lazy T Ranch and come out this fall in October.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. Wow. That's amazing.
So he told me about it, and he said, "Do you want to come?" I said, yeah, I want to come.
Welcome to Lazy T Ranch in the heart of Wyoming. This year, these mountains and valleys carried the footsteps of 2 warriors, Ryan and Chad. 3 days, 1 goal: take home the perfect trophy bull elk.
We had some incredible sponsors donate gear, and you guys already saw your Bergara rifle. Revic, of course, donated scopes. This is pretty fun.
Oh, wow.
You got your own pro model bullets. All in all, each of you are looking at roughly $5,000 of gear that these sponsors, we're just stoked to jump on board and donate to you guys. So.
Before the hunt begins, the vets dial in their new rifles, making sure when the perfect bull steps out, they're ready to pull the trigger.
We got the rifle zeroed in, wanted to go through, get some rounds through, and make sure that everything was good to go. Get your elevation and windage dialed in. That way we know that we're 300 yards, we're able to take a shot if we need to. Everything's dialed in, ready to go.
We took the new guns out. We got them zeroed 50 meters, and then we shot them out to 300 meters.
If I feel comfortable enough at 500, I'll take one, but I want to make sure that there's no variables out there.
I'm excited to get back out there.
Lazy T stretches across over 10,000 acres of God's good earth, rugged country where steep ridges, deep draws, and open meadows hold some of the West's most beautiful and untamed land. Sergeant Ryan Coffield's road to this hunt was forged in boots and battle. Training hard, serving overseas, and facing a sniper's bullet in Iraq that would change him forever.
My name is Ryan Coffield. Grew up for the most part in Georgia, kind of bounced around the country, went in the Army when I was 18, 4 days after graduating high school. In my senior year, 9/11 happened. I was like, man, it just got real for me. And it really solidified me definitely going. There was no question in my mind at that point. I went to basic in 2002, jump school 2002, ended up over in Korea in a mechanized unit. While I was there, I was in basically every position within an infantry squad. Rifleman, grenadier, machine gunner. I guess my sergeant major there liked what he saw and picked me and 3 other guys out of the new guys, pulled us up to his office and said, "You guys are going to sniper school." Sniper school was just one of the most incredible, humbling experiences ever. A huge attrition rate. A lot of people get dropped, but it's a gentleman's course. They're not yelling at you, not smoking you. If they do, it's in good fun. Everybody's laughing. They got high spirits about it. But shooting just as a requirement to get in, you have to have shot expert multiple times. They got to prove that your talents are not going to be wasted if you go. Everybody focuses in on the shooting portion. That's really about 10% of the overall job. And then you have your field craft, which is your camouflage concealment, your target detection skills, range estimation. This is 2004. Wasn't a lot of people running around with rangefinders like they do now. I had to eyeball everything. You had to kind of figure out ways to trick your mind into knowing the distances, learning how to properly range a human target with a mil-dot scope. There's so much to that. The camouflage stalking portion of that's a real kick in the pants. Just learning how to naturally veg up, take something from your environment and you've got a base layer of camo and you're adding stuff to it just to blend in. And it's more than just looking like a walking bush. You've got to create an illusion to somebody else's eye. So it throws their depth perception off and they can't walk on you. Going through that, your eye's programmed completely different now. You pick up on stuff, you pick up on movement. It's something that just really stays with you over time.
Morning breaks on day one. The air is sharp, the ridge is glowing with first light. For the first time, the veterans step into the hunt. Hearts pounding, rifles ready. Ahead of them lies the challenge, 3 days, 1 chance, and the hope of a trophy bull.
So he's saying there's a bull. He's saying there's a bull down in the straw here. I did see a bull yesterday. He had a couple cows with him, but half of his left side was broke clean off, so I don't want you to shoot nothing like that. I want you to shoot something nice.
Okay.
Ryan eases into position, eyes fixed on the ridgeline. Somewhere out there, the herd is moving closer, and any second, they could step into view.
We're gonna go one ridge over towards the north here.
Not quite in the right spot to see the herd, Ryan and his guide push north, hoping the next ridge will reveal the elk and the perfect trophy bull. While Ryan and his guide press on in search of the perfect spot, we turn to Chad, also on the move, hunting for his own perfect bull.
There's some bulls below us. I can't see them, but I can hear them bugling. There's a bull right there. That's a big mother. Give me, put your gun on it. He's way out there, but okay, look through your gun. You see him moving? You see that lone bull on the plateau? He'd be more like at your 11:45. I bet you he's like a 360, 355 bull. He's a good mature bull, all by himself. These bulls are crossing across the top here. Yeah. Coming in the field. That back bull is a awesome bull. He'd for sure be a first day shooter bull if he wasn't broke from the tines. Since it's our first day, let's take a big breath and not get too excited. Yeah, would you? And kind of see what comes out here. Sounds good.
Chad and his guide spot a good bull, but some broken tines make them pass on this one. With 3 days to hunt, there's no reason to rush the first shot.
We'd love to keep the wildlife keep growing and physically shoot mature bulls so those genetics keep coming back. And the rule of thumb is if you start shooting the younger generation out and the bigger generation, there'll be nothing to replenish it.
Chad and his guide wait, glassing the hills for another bull. Nothing shows, so they pack up and head for a new spot, hoping the next ridge holds better luck. Long before Chad set foot on Lazy T, he was a sergeant first class in Iraq, leading his men through relentless enemy fire and putting himself in harm's way to save a brother in arms.
Okay, my name is Chad Stevens. I grew up in a small town in Como, North Carolina. From a young age, I knew I was going in. Matter of fact, when I was a young boy, Vietnam was going on. I used to tell my dad I was going to Vietnam. He said, boy, be quiet. Vietnam be way over before you get out of high school. He was right, it was over, but I always wanted to go. I just felt like it was meant for me to be there, so I always told him I was going. So my 11th grade year, My brother was a year older than me. He was in 12th grade, and he joined Virginia National Guard. When he joined, I said, I'm gonna join too. So the recruiters told me I could join when I was in 11th grade. So once I joined, like 4 or 5 of my friends joined. So all of us was in the unit in Virginia together. 9/11, when they flew planes into the World Trade Center, actually I was at the Armory in Williamson, North Carolina. So I get a call from my wife, and she said, you got a TV there? I said, yeah. She said, you gotta go look at the TV. I think they attacked the World Trade Centers. I said, nah, so I would go look at the TV. When I looked at the TV, that's when they had already hit the first tower. And my guys came in there, my 2 guys that worked with me came in there. And then the plane hit the second tower. When it hit the second tower, I looked at them, I said, I'll get paperwork ready. We getting ready to go to war, buddy. A couple of weeks later, we got orders. We started training, started bringing them into the unit. Once we got everybody there, we got buses and shipped them out. So we landed in Iraq in January of 2004. When they gave us the orders, we lined up everything up, the whole brigade lined everything up to go up north in Iraq, and we moved out. Just my unit, 160 some guys, I think it was. I was like one of the only ones that had been to combat before. The commander hadn't been, the lieutenants hadn't been, nobody had been to combat before, so I pretty much knew what to expect. They get out there in the field and they start shooting at people and people start shooting back. That's when reality hits and be like, oh man, this is for real. Yeah. My first time I went to combat in 1991, I was a private. So all I had to do was listen to what the sergeant tell me to do and do it. Simple. So now I'm going back and I'm an E7, platoon sergeant in charge of 48 guys in a platoon. I lead them in combat. So I talked to the chaplain before I left. He was an old Vietnam chaplain, Vietnam guy. He said, let me tell you something. He said, I ain't gonna need to worry. He said, when your time comes to leave here, you're gonna leave here. He said, let me tell you this story. He said, I was in Vietnam, we was walking through a rice paddy. Mortar rounds start falling like 50 meters in front of us. He said, and I was probably 100 meters from the first man. And another dude 100 meters behind me took a piece of shrapnel in the face and it killed him. He was the only one got hit out of all those mortar rounds. He said, you know why that dude died? I said, why? He said, because he was supposed to die there. He said, so if you're supposed to die in Iraq, you're gonna die here. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Just do your job the best you can and take care of these guys, you'll be all right. That's what I did the whole time. I make sure I take care of my guys and try to stay alive.
Just so much wildlife in this area. Between the skunk that sprayed us this morning, that wouldn't get out of the way. I told him it smelled like downtown Atlanta. All that skunk weed. Okay. Because that boy that's right there looking back, broadsiding on us. God, if I had the confidence in this rifle, that'd be an easy shot. Especially on a gun I've never shot before, I don't know. There is some science to it, but it's what I like to call swag. Scientific wild ass guess.
Back on the mountain, Ryan spots a beautiful bull. But without a clear shot, all he can do is watch and wait for another chance.
I'm soaking it all in. I'm still trying to believe this is real. Man, the terrain and seeing that many animals come just stampeding over that hill. And just trying to glass each one and pick out, which ones are shooters, which ones are not. And I think, we came out here with a game plan of just being able to scout. And I think we accomplished that this morning.
I made it mad. So when they growl like that, they're mad. There's not very many people who experience that kind of thing.
That's crazy, man.
This morning, we knew where the elk were and they were out on the big pivots. So we made a game plan. Instead of trying to hunt them on the pivot, we were gonna catch them at their beds. Everything went to plan, and then the winds changed is what my guess is. They were coming across the ridge line, and half the herd kind of spooked a little bit and they shot up country. So we made a group decision of letting them bed down, and we'll make a game plan for this afternoon. But I would say if we're successful, we've seen mature bulls all morning long. There's some few big bulls in there, but their tines are broke on the one right side, and that was a big mature bull. Cows are talking, bulls are responding to calls. I think this afternoon's just gonna be just as good as this morning, I think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely different. A lot of walking, up hills, but it was exciting. It was exciting. I never seen that many elk at one time.
Yeah, it was pretty.
About 500 or so, you said?
Yeah, about 500.
About 500 of them. That's amazing. So I can't wait to get a shot at one. It'll definitely be different.
The morning of day one ends without a harvest, but it brought sights few will ever witness. Rugged country and a herd of over 500 elk. Spirits stay high knowing the perfect bull is still out there. While the veterans rest after a long morning, we turn back to Sergeant First Class Chad Stevens and the story that brought him here.
When we first got there, we went to a small town called Baton Rouge. The whole company had like 14 Bradleys. Total overkill for that little town. So we stayed there about 6 months. We pretty much got control of the town, started putting the schools back together, putting the military back together, and the Iraqi police. We had everything set up. And one day we came off a mission. We were sitting outside, just messing around with the vehicles and the weapons. These big trucks start coming in. So I looked at my guys, I said, this ain't good, fellas. These trucks coming in, they coming to get us. And about an hour later, the commander said, I need all the platoon sergeants and lieutenants to come to the CP. He told us that they needed us in a place called Backcountry. They loaded us up on the truck, told us to take all our gear, put it in a tent, jump on the tanks, and pull them up on the trucks, and let's go. So we left out, and we went up there. When we got there, the situation was kind of bad. You couldn't turn any lights on at night because they mortared them so bad. And we got there, the tents and the little, what they call chews, little like campers that they stayed in, they had holes in them from shrapnel and all that going through them at night. So it was that bad. So when we first got there, we slept in the vehicles. The commander gave us a map where they could possibly put mortar rounds and stuff to shoot mortars from. We was sleeping in the vehicles at night, and it's pitch black because we can't turn no lights on. So the commander comes in, hollering my name, Sergeant Stevens, Sergeant Stevens. And I didn't want to answer because now I figure one of my soldiers probably done something stupid, and I gotta get up and go sit in the CP with this guy for him to yell at me for a couple of hours. So I ain't said nothing at first. And he said, Sergeant Stevens, where you at? I said, I'm right here. He was standing right beside me. I said, I'm right here, sir. He said, you gotta get out there because 3rd Platoon is under attack. They need help. So I said, okay. So I jumped up and told all my guys, get up and get ready. So they jumped up and get ready. I said, what's going on? He said, well, they under attack. I told him, stay in contact with the enemy till you get there. I want you to sweep through and drop your dismount, sweep through and kill the enemy. I said, shoot, that's easy, man. We got that. That's what we do. When we was going out the gate, we couldn't hardly get out the gate because the lieutenant that he told to stay in contact with the enemy was trying to get his guys into the gate. So he had disobeyed orders and broke contact with the enemy. I go out the gate, I stand up calling the command on the radio and be like, 3rd Platoon is right here, what do you want to do? He said, I'll deal with him later. Let's just go out, we find the enemy or they'll find us one. I said, roger that. So we rolled out. We probably got about a half a mile down the road. We started taking small arms fire. You could hear it hitting the side of the vehicle, ting, 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 ting. And, you know, there ain't no problem for us. So I started closing my hatches. And by that time, the commander came across the radio and said, y'all close your hatches because they're on top of buildings trying to target the commanders of the vehicles. Everybody gave a, roger, that it was secure. I guess he was the last one, and he stood up to close his hatch. And because his hatch was always to the rear, he had to unlock it. Get out and unlock it. He got hit in the head twice, 50 cal. He fell back in on top of the guys, and they called on the radio, said he'd been hit. As soon as they left, we pulled up probably about 300 meters, and they had mortar rounds buried beside the road. And when they set them off, it picked the tanks up and just started rocking them like this, loud, man, knocking us out of our seats and everything. I tell him my gunner to find a target, so he looking for a target. Turned to the building in front of us, and we could see the enemy on top of the building just shooting at us with AKs and RPGs and everything they had. We're sitting sideways like this, they got a flank shot. I said, do some bounding movements. So bounding movements, basically with a Bradley, is just back up from here, pull up to there, and just back and forth to try to duck that RPG when it comes up. Because they stand up and they look and get a target, and then they drop back down, arm the RPG, and come up and fire. Most times we make them miss like that. So we start doing bounding movements, and we start engaging the enemy. But we were so close, every time we laser them, the lasers wouldn't give us a correct range because we was too close. So I tell the driver, I said, you guide me to these bullets, so tell me where these bullets going. Well, I couldn't see them. So he started telling me where the bullets going, down, up, right, whatever, wherever the enemy was. So once we start hitting them, we got a target, we can manage from there. So we stand there and fight through the ambush. I'm sitting right in the middle of the ambush, so they hit me with everything they got. But I'm steady firing, trying to keep them off me. My lieutenant was up on the bridge, way up ahead of me, and he had saw what was going on, and he turned his turret around to help me. But when he turned his turret around, his body arm had got stuck in the turret, so now he can't help me. He got to get that from wedged out the turret. He up there fighting that. My wingman is way behind me. He's shooting into where I'm at trying to help me. Once the lieutenant gets the body armor out the turret, his gunner starts firing. He gets on the radio and calls to headquarters and tells them that we need help because we're outnumbered. There's so many enemy out there with outnumbered. So there was 2 bridges leading through the city. So they told us we had to secure those bridges so that when that happened to those bridges, that way we could get help to us. So the lieutenant called me and told me to pull back from the ambush and move to the bridges. And I told him, I said, bad idea, sir. We shouldn't move right now. We got to fight through this ambush to get these guys. He said, no, we need to move now. They told us to move. So I said, roger that, let's move then. So we back up and turn to pull out. The gunner's still shooting, everybody's still shooting. And when I look up at one of the 6-story buildings, I see RPGs lined up across the top. And I could see the guys pop their head up and put them back down. So I told my wingman behind me, I said, do whatever you do. It's a 6-story building. Do not let those guys pop up with those RPGs and shoot at you. I said, just lay suppressive fire on them with your coax. He said, roger that, I got you, Sarge. I leave, they got to come through my area now where the main ambush is. When they fired on one of them, had a lucky shot and it hit the periscopes in the back where the guys in the back can look out and hit the main feed chute in the turret where the 25mm rounds come up right in front of the gunner. When it hit that, it set those rounds off. But we didn't know what happened right then. So I get to the bridge. My lieutenant is on the bridge, doing security on the bridge. I move under the bridge. When I move under the bridge, I dismount the vehicle because I'm calling on the radio and my wingman behind me ain't saying nothing. So I get out the vehicle and drop the dismounts. I tell the dismounts, anybody out here right now is enemy, so kill them, wipe them out. I need to find out what's going on. It's Shank. So I look down the road, he right in the ambush spot where I just left from. The vehicle is totally smoking, smoke boiling out of the vehicle. And nobody's answering the radio or nothing. So I said, shoot, we gotta do something. So I told my guys to secure the area. They start shooting to secure the area. And I took my body armor off. I took my Kevlar off and I laid my weapon in the back of the Bradley. And I looked at him, I said, I'll be right back. And I took off running down the road.
As the sun starts to drop behind the ridges, day 1 isn't over yet. The elk are moving, and it's time to get back in the fight.
We jumped them right here and we got eyes on them before they took off again. There was about, I don't know, 8 or 9. But there was only one bull in there that was a 6-point and he was small.
Chad and his guide catch sight of another herd, but they spook some of the elk, and they vanish into the timber. Moving slowly and silently, they press on, hoping the next shadow hides the perfect bull.
Where you see him at?
At the same time, Ryan and his guide move in, closing the distance on what could be the very same herd that's caught Chad's attention. Ryan settles into position, adrenaline surging. Across the ridge, Chad does the same, both men waiting, watching for the perfect bull to step into sight.
$730 yards.
Breath steady, fingers on the trigger guard. They scan the ridge through their scopes. Then, antlers rise above the skyline, and a beautiful bull starts to step into view. Both have their eyes on the bull. The day fading fast, hearts pounding. Ryan has no idea Chad's locked on the same elk. One question hangs in the air. Will either take the shot?
Take him. Reload, reload, reload. Hit him again.
I took my body armor off, I took my Kevlar off, and I laid my weapon in the back of the Bradley. Looked at him, I said, I'll be right back. And I took off running down the road. But the reason I did that, because that stuff is so heavy, it'll slow me down, and they probably would have shot me. So when I took off running, they was shooting at me with everything they had. But luckily, no one didn't hit me. In my mind, I was saying, I'm not gonna look over there, because if I look, I'm gonna probably catch one. So I just took off running. And I probably ran about 200-300 meters out, I guess it was, I don't know. When I get to the vehicle, I'm banging on the vehicle, trying to get in there and all that, and I couldn't get in there, so I clammed on top where the driver was, and I banged on the driver's hatch, and he popped, the hatch popped open about that far. I said, man, what the hell is going on? What's wrong? He said, I don't know, I got no communication with nobody in here, I don't know what's going on, I can't see for all this smoke, so I don't know. I said, will the vehicle move? He go, yeah. So I said, okay, follow me. So I jumped back down, and they're still shooting at me, man. And I take off running again down the road, and he followed behind me slowly on the tank. We get down between the two bridges on low ground, and I direct him to pull up beside my tank. So he pulled up beside my tank. I told him, drop the ramp. He dropped the ramp. He dropped the ramp. Guys just fell out. So they fell out, and I called the medic, had the medic with me. I told the medic, I said, you need to get these guys, take care of these guys. He said, I got them, Sarge. So I said, I got to find out what's going on with the BC and the gunner. Climb back up in the vehicle to get to him, but I couldn't get to him because the turret was turned to the rear. So once it turned to the rear, it shuts that door off to get to him from the inside. So I had to climb on top. So I come back out and get ready to climb on top. When I get ready to climb out on top, they ambush us again from under the bridges with AKs hanging out of cars, and they're just shooting everything they can. So to neutralize that, I climb on top of the vehicle to pull the guy out. The BC had his hatch open, a little open, so I told him pop his hatch. He popped his hatch. I said, pop your gunner hatch. So when he popped the gunner's hatch, I reach in, I see the gunner. He's still behind the gun, you know, trying to shoot. And I grab him and pull him back. And I said, are you okay? He said, no, I'm dying, Sarge. I said, you're not dying, I got you, man. So I reached down and undo his Velcro and pull him up. When I pulled him up, he had been cut in half at the waist, so I knew then we had a bad situation. So I talked to the BC of the vehicle and told him to put his hands up on him. He had been shot in the left side, so I said, put your hands up on him, push him to me. So I put my head all the way down through the hatch and put my head across his shoulders and grabbed him at the waist, and I pulled myself all the way back out of there. And they were still shooting at us too. So when we got him on top of the vehicle, I laid on top of him and hollered for the medic to get a stretcher. He got a stretcher, and we got him on a stretcher. So we hit him with some morphine. And once we hit him with morphine, it was like he didn't have no pain, man. He sat right back up on his stretcher and said, we gotta kill these guys. They trying to get us. And I said, lay back down, man, you hurt. So then I called the lieutenant, and we got a guy critically wounded. We gotta get him out of here. So we evac, for the first time to come evac him out. They wouldn't come out there because of the ambushes. So they come out there and get chewed up with those Humvees and stuff like that. So they said, just move him across the city to the next base. Move all your wounded there, drop them off, and then y'all can come back out. So we said, roger that. So now I got 2 vehicles that's 100% they can move and they can shoot. I got 1 that can move but can't shoot. I got a wounded guy in the back of my vehicle, so I got to put a medic back there with him to keep him stabilized so we can get him to help. Told the driver of all the vehicles, whatever y'all do, we're going to this next base. Do not stop these vehicles, whatever happens, just keep moving. So they said, roger that. The lieutenant said he was gonna lead the way, so he led the way. I put the damaged vehicle in the middle, and I took the rear. So we moving through the city, still engaging targets. Every now and then somebody pop out, shoot us, we knock them down or whatever. And what had happened was the enemy had came in that night, they had consolidated the soccer stadium and we didn't know it. So when we passed the soccer stadium, all of them was there, and they could hear these Bradleys come. You heard them coming from miles away, so they was ready. We started passing, they started just shooting everything they had, they was shooting it. And we passing through. I'm the last one come through. So when I came through, I had my turret turned to the rear, and we engaging them and shooting them. They shot an RPG, and the RPG came straight to the back of my tank, right by the bezel ring where I keep all the extra ammo and all that stuff. Came through there, came through the turret, put a hole through the turret about that big, and right where my gunner sits. Went straight into his back and blew up. When it blew up inside the vehicle, it started a fire inside the turret, and knocked both of us unconscious. But the drivers are steady going, they're steady going. I have no communication with anybody because all my communications had been cut off. A couple of minutes later, I woke up. The medic said that he was banging on the turret trying to get communication to him. He couldn't, he could see us laying in there, so he thought we was KIA. So he had made a call on the radio and told him that we had that was possible KIA, But I came to. When I came to, I couldn't see because the heat inside the vehicle, when the missile exploded, the heat just singed my eyes shut. But I didn't know it. I thought I was blind. So I said, damn, I can't see nothing. So I started hollering for my gunner. He wasn't saying anything. So I reached down the floor and I find him and I grab him and pull him up to me, shaking him. And finally, he came to. I said, you okay? He said, I don't know. I said, well, they still shooting at us. So you need to get back in that gunner seat and fire back. He said, roger that. So he jumped back in the gunner seat. I still can't see. So we finally make it to the base. We get to the base. All the vehicles pull up beside each other inside the base, and we drop the ramps. Everybody start getting out. When they pulled me out, they asked me what was going on. I told them I couldn't see. So they had shrapnel in my hands, chest, face. Hair had been burnt off. I told them I couldn't see, and they put some cream on my eyes. I guess they saw what happened. They put some cream on my eyes and like took a little scaffold and slit them, and it came back open. So when they came open, I could see, but it was burning like hell. So because I had that metal in there. So they start trying to wash it out and all that. So I said, you got to get my gunner out of there because I think he hurt. So they said, Roger that, somebody go up in there and get him. So they went and got him. When they pulled him out, he had a piece of RPG about that long, about that wide, wedged right in his back. And it looked like somebody had poured oil on him and just melted the skin off his back. They pulled him out, put him on a stretcher, taking him to the helicopter. Some major was standing over top of us, and he was telling us, he was hollering at me, telling me, Sarge, you gotta go back out there. You gotta get your guys and go back out there. We have no reinforcements here. We ain't got nobody here that can go out there and fight, so your guys are all we got. So I jumped right up. I said, shit, all right, let's go. So the medics were like, hold on, we gotta bandage you up. You're bleeding, and you know. So they bandaged me up. Meantime, my guys are resupplying the vehicle, reloading the guns and all that stuff. So they put the fire in my vehicle, raised my guns back down, got them loaded back up, got them, everything connected back together. But we went back out, I only had 2 vehicles. So I had about 18 guys left, and went back out and started fighting. And later on that night, I think 3rd Platoon finally joined us back. They came from the other base and came back and started helping us out. But we fought that morning from like 6 o'clock in the morning all the way through that day, all the way through the night to about 5 in the morning, I guess it was. And we neutralized a lot of people that day. But just before we went back out on the mission, my lieutenant had told the major where we got hit at, from the soccer stadium. So they called the Air Force in. The Air Force dropped 2 500-pound bombs on that soccer stadium and leveled it.
Take him. Reload. Hit him again. Hit him again. Hold on. Good work, brother.
You down?
He's down.
Hell yeah.
Good shooting, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Good.
Damn.
Good shooting, buddy. He's down.
Fuck.
I know.
They got a hit.
Good for him.
Adrenaline started pumping, man. It's a good thing I had the weapon on the tripod. My adrenaline was pumping so hard, I don't think I could have killed it. But I let the first shot off. When I hit him with the first shot, they said it went straight to his heart, so got him. But I put another shot in just to make sure, you know, double tap. Make sure. Hey man, this is fucking the shit, man. I'm moving to Wyoming.
Well,
This is fucking cool.
How long of a shot was it?
Day 1 at Lazy T, and Sergeant Chad Stevens has his trophy. Spirits run high, and Chad's overcome with emotion, soaking in a moment he'll carry for the rest of his life.
Fuck yeah. Appreciate your help, man. Sniper, dude.
You did good, man.
Hell yeah.
And you did it with your rifle.
Yeah.
So.
And he went down. Yeah, great experience though, man. I wish everybody could experience it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I loved every minute of it. Yep.
As the sun sets on day 1, Chad's hunt ends in triumph. His bull on the ground, spirits high. The camp settles in for the night, but the hunt is far from over. With 2 days left, all eyes turn to Ryan and the search for his trophy bull. But before we step into day 2, we go back to Ryan's story, the journey that brought him here to Lazy T.
I got injured October 2nd, 2005. We were in Adaluyah, Iraq, northeast of Baghdad, about 70, 80 miles. We had set up a traffic control point. It was very rare that we ever did missions with our own scout platoon, but that day they had us all out there. I set up further down the road at the bottom of this T intersection. I was looking straight down a flat, straight road, just kind of scanning all the vehicles that were coming down. The object was to check all the vehicles coming through, set up like a hasty checkpoint. We were looking for weapons, IEDs. We pulled in and we barely got set up and we started checking cars. One of our drivers got out of a Humvee. His name's Brandon LaBar. He was also sniper qualified. He just wasn't in the section. He was kind of like an ancillary backup if we needed him. But he got out of the vehicle, and as soon as he stepped out, sniper fired, missed him, just just inches off his ear. I heard the shot. They started yelling sniper. I went into reactive mode, ran up to the top of the intersection, grabbed him, because I knew he knew exactly where the shot came from, so we're gonna go get eyes on. At that point, I'm like, let's get this dude, this hunt's on. Found a building, had to break into the door, had a little lock on it, we had to bust it open. Real narrow staircase, got onto a roof looking, I think eastbound, started scanning. The sniper, he booked it down back to the bottom of the intersection, essentially right where I was. And I happened to look over, saw him bringing a rifle up, and he fired. A round entered into the upper right side of my throat, clipped part of my carotid artery, broke 2 vertebrae, and came out the other side. It didn't hurt. It felt like somebody smacked me on the back of the neck, and just a real hard slap, and then everything just went numb, and almost like I got knocked out because of the sudden loss of blood. But I stayed conscious, just trying to breathe and stay awake, and the guy's trying to keep me up. LeBar, basically, for lack of a better term, stuck his finger in my neck. You can't really do it. You can't put a tourniquet on that. He did his best to control the bleeding. Everybody else rushed up there. I think at that point, that's what started kicking off an ambush. So they started taking fire. I ripped my body armor off me, try to get everything, as unrestricted as possible. And 4 guys picked me up and carried me down this very narrow staircase like I wasn't anything, and threw me in the back of a Bradley, and they drove off down the road to get to a spot where a medevac can land. And I think from the time I got shot to the time I was on the bird was 18 minutes. Got flown into Balad or LSA Anaconda to the field hospital. I think that's where the doctor was able to cut me open and clip off the carotid artery. And I think they got me with my first of, I don't know how many blood fusions. At that point, I don't know how many days it was, but I woke up in Landstuhl, Germany. I had a halo device on, couldn't move, heavily sedated. I woke up, my mom was standing over me. So I had to been at least a couple days. They took me off sedation for a little bit, just long enough to be coherent and see my parents. We flew from there to Walter Reed, where they took the halo device off and they went in and did a spinal fusion. So I have basically a steel cage around my spine, or titanium, I guess, from my C2 to my C5. So I've got no movement in the middle. Tore up my vocal cords trying to get all that stuff figured out. So I can't sing real well anymore. They got me stabilized, and was there for about a month. And then they transferred me to the Augusta VA Medical Center for the spinal cord injury unit. And that's where I started to do all my rehab and relearned how to walk, because I was basically paralyzed from the bullet impact in my carotid artery. A piece of it went up and hit my brain. So I did have a mild stroke. My whole left side was completely done. Couldn't move it. Over time, I was getting more and more movement back. My toes, my ankles, my feet, my fingers, my wrist. I still have, I'd say, probably 80% in my right leg or my left leg, and 60 to 70% my left arm. It's coming back, and I get it back more and more every day, but it's just so slow. It's been almost 20 years. My son was born in December of 2005. Funny enough, if I hadn't got injured, I wouldn't have been home to see his birth. But I remember one of the guys in the back of the Bradley joked with me and said, there were easier ways to get home to see your son being born.
The sun rises on day 2, lighting up the mountains in gold. Ryan's back in the hunt, chasing the bull he's been waiting for. After Chad's success last night, the question is, will today be Ryan's day?
Down on the bottom. There's a little bull right here. Did you see the bull on the bottom? Right through the crotch of that tree. You can see him pretty good right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's him. That's good. Yeah, I think we could lay right here. They'll kind of tell us which way they're going to head. The rest of them should follow that same trail. All right. Go ahead and lay down. We're probably up here to get you as much elevation as you can. What's that? You want above that? I got that here. Perfect. Thank you. If you don't have enough elevation, let me know. All right. Where am I holding? Just coming off that right hill off there. See the dark no way left. Yep. See the dark road junipers on the hillside. Then it's kind of bare. They're coming right over that. Just let me know when you can see the elk. Go ahead and find them in your scope. What's the range? Right there is 435. That first bull is a 6-point. Look at him and see if that's what you want. The second bull's big, but he's broke bad. You see that 6-point? They're gonna get closer, so if you want to just wait. They're gonna keep coming.
Is the lead a good shooter?
He's a 6-point. Look at him and see if you like him. I mean, the one that's broke behind him's way bigger, but he's broke to shit, which is all the big bulls are. They're coming right to you. What do you think?
I'm good to wait if you think it's gonna be better.
It's 275 right now.
Okay. Come on. Turn left. Turn left.
Are you gonna shoot him?
I might. I don't know. Do you see any better?
There's nothing better yet, but I haven't seen all the elk yet.
Okay. All right. I'll hold then. I'd rather let pass.
Oh, you could pass for a better shot right there, huh? That's a really nice bull right there. He's just broke. He's the biggest one in there, I think. And he's missing half his damn antler.
Ryan thinks hard on the shot, but lets this one walk. He's holding out, certain there's something bigger, something better, still waiting for him.
When the sun comes up, they're going to be a lot more alert to us.
All he can do now is wait and soak in the views.
So we had a couple bulls this morning, a small herd, coming right up through the middle, right in front of us. Wanted to wait for the rest of them to come through, but the rest of the bigger herd hit that ridge line and just booked it all the way across and never gave us a shot. But it was always tonight.
The morning didn't bring the bull Ryan was after, and he's making the long walk back empty-handed. Meanwhile, Chad's kicked back at the ranch, enjoying some good old Wyoming fun.
Ho!
Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh shit. Oh.
Heads up.
After a hard-earned rest, Ryan and his guides saddle up with a new game plan. The elk will be on the move again soon, and time is slipping away. They've got to get ahead of them, stake out the right ground, and be ready when the perfect bull steps into range. With just a day and a half left in the hunt, every move counts. Randy, one of the guides, spots a herd in the distance. Ryan moves into position, settling in to see what might step out from the shadows. They spot the herd in the distance. There's potential here, but the elk are bunched in tight. No clean shot. They'll have to wait for them to spread out if there's any hope of pulling the trigger.
All right, so closest to us, he just went under that big brush right there, straight down here. I don't know if you can see him from where you're sitting at, but he's directly behind that brush. He's on this side of the herd, closest to us, but he's about to come out that left side. You can see.
They watch the herd, scanning for the right bull, but it's clear their current position won't cut it. The cover's wrong, the angle's off. If they want a shot, they've got to move, and every second they wait is another second the herd could vanish. While Ryan and the crew quickly push for a new position, we swing back to the ranch to see what kind of fun Chad's getting into now. Looks like Chad's trading boots for wings, ready to see God's country from a whole new angle.
Amazing, man. Smoother than I thought it was gonna be. I gotta get me one of these things. Come down and get it and fly it back.
With the clock still ticking, we turn back to Ryan, still on the move, chasing the chance to bring home his bull. They push for a vantage point, but the herd keeps drifting farther out of reach. The plan's slipping, and the window is closing fast.
Big guy coming down the hill.
With no clear shot and no solid vantage point, Ryan's chances of finding his bull in this herd are slipping away fast. But they're not about to give up. The hunt's not over, and neither is Ryan's resolve.
Right now we're chasing the herd. We went up around and crossed over to try to get a good angle on them, but they were already moving around the other way, so we're just playing tag at this moment.
The herd finally stops not far in front of Ryan and his group, but packed in tight, there's still no clear shot to take. They're so close, Ryan and his group don't dare move, holding steady, hoping not to spook the herd off. But the wind shifts, and the herd catches their scent. Just as hope flickers, the elk bolt for the mountains, driving even farther from the hunter's reach. Ryan's chance at his prize bull slips through his fingertips, and the weight of disappointment settles in. But his spirits remain high. He's come too far, waited too long, and he's sure of one thing: he won't be leaving Wyoming empty-handed. The sun rises on day 3, and Ryan's more determined than ever not to leave empty-handed. At first light, the group is back on the mountain, driven to find his perfect bull. This is his last chance, because if today doesn't deliver, he'll walk away without what he came for, carrying nothing but memories of the hunt.
They said there's plenty of elk in the pivot, so this will be the herd that we didn't see yesterday morning. So hopefully we get a couple different bulls. The hard part is we're not going to know what else is there. Do you miss the orange cape? Maybe a little bit. There's a bull laying right there, like 360. Right in a juniper.
Off in the distance, they spot a small but familiar herd, bedded down among the juniper trees.
No, he's a 6. Is he? He's clean. Oh, yeah. Did you see him? He's straight right here. He's walking. It is. All right, Aaron's class me because I don't see him. I see him. He's right on that hillside right in front of you. Go ahead and put your hand. Let's get your ball. I see him.
Through the glass, they catch sight of a strong-looking bull in the distance. Could this be the break Ryan's been waiting for?
He's like 93. Can you see him? He's right behind the tree, probably. Come this way just a touch. Got the gun.
Tension rises. They've got to find the perfect angle on that bull. Without it, there's no shot to take.
There you go. 400.
Come on, get steady. Shit, I can't get steady. I'm moving too much, I'm gonna miss.
There, try that. He stopped down at the bottom. He's at 420. He's right in that sagebrush. There's broadside.
Shot right over him.
Shit.
He's coming back. Yeah. He's probably gonna go right up that damn draw.
Damn it, I missed.
He shot right over his back. He should come up that ridge, hopefully. Unless he tucks in, he went down, so.
Shit, adjusted.
We'll get you range when he comes out if he does. I don't think he can sneak out of there, can he, Jace?
Well, he might be able to get out the top right there.
Unless it went through him, but it blew dust right above him.
Ryan's sure he missed. Did his chance just slip away? The bull vanished into the thick junipers, leaving no trace in sight. Could it have slipped through their fingers for good?
Look high, Taylor. Looked high, didn't it?
I was jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
I should have held.
Ryan's heart pounds as reality sets in. The bull may be gone, and so might his last chance.
Do you think he went back down that way?
No. Could see him going.
He can sneak out the top. But I don't think I don't know. Unless you just blew through him and you blew dust right above his back. We'll have Taylor go check. I don't know how he sneaks out of there.
If anything, it was high.
I thought it was high. I saw dust right above him. But I've seen it blow through him too, you know what I mean? It had dust behind it. Can you see it in the video? It's just above him, isn't it?
Hey, edit that out.
Randy, one of Ryan's guides, thinks the shot may have gone high, but he's not fully convinced. That cloud of dust could have been from a miss or from the bullet passing clean through the elk.
Fuck. We had a bull just under 400 yards, and I couldn't get steady, and I wanted to take the shot before he got behind those bushes, and I lost him. And I think I rushed it a little too much. I should have got a better position, but right now we're waiting to see if he comes out of the thicket.
It looks like maybe in the video it hit him, and if it did, he's dead.
It's possible that we hit him because he hasn't come out yet. Usually he would have took off running, but you know, we're hoping maybe he might be down out there in the thicket. So we'll see.
With stress at an all-time high, word finally comes in from the other guide.
Down? He's down. Sounds like your bull's down, buddy. Good job. Booyah, motherfucker. Well, if you want, you can stay and watch the show.
Oh, man.
Good job. Congrats.
Ryan's stress flips to pure excitement as the word comes in. The bull is down. And really, who are we to doubt it? He's a certified sniper after all.
How you feeling?
It's a lot better when I see him.
At last, Ryan's moment arrives. He's overcome with emotion, a lifelong memory carved into the mountains of Lazy T.
Hey, maybe I finally get to try elk carp for the first time.
You like hard?
I like deer. My wife ain't gonna like it.
It's a rich one. Every time someone kills their first bull, they have to take a bite out of the heart. Raw dog.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Chris did it last year.
Chris did do it last year.
Get that on film, because Becky's gonna start gagging when she sees that.
With excitement and emotions running high, the crew begins the hike to Ryan's bull. But this hike feels different. This time, Ryan can finally breathe easy, knowing he's got the job done.
Yeah, I was just trying to do the best I could.
I was never worried about your shooting abilities, for some reason.
Man, at this point, I was worried about it.
There are no words to capture the feeling of seeing your bull for the first time. A moment filled with reverence, respect, and pure excitement.
Was that a gut?
A perfect shot.
I hope I didn't blow guts.
You didn't? Congratulations. Very cool, man.
Oh, God, look at him.
You know, that heavier little. Oh, yeah, way cool. He actually was a 7, as we've seen him earlier in the year. Good taxidermist will fix that. Ryan loves it when I say that.
I want him just the way he is.
Pretty awesome. Big long herd. Pretty good weight. Very cool, man. Awesome.
right across his back.
Congratulations. Yeah, you stroked him. He didn't go anywhere. So, looks like a perfect shot. Double lung. And got him a nice bull. Trophy bull elk. So, good shot. Good hunt this morning. Pretty awesome. Pretty good shot for on your knees and
Not being steady.
yeah, would have been great if we could have set you on your butt, but he wasn't gonna
Yeah, I
do it.
know, man. If I miss,
He
that was
wasn't
my
gonna-
worst fear, was if I miss, I'm never gonna live that down.
you said, I missed.
Fuck.
You know what's wild? Last night, he was one of them that blew across the dry lake bed.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Because we thought about shooting him.
Yep, he was
And
in
he
that
blew
herd.
across the dry lake bed. And he came back.
He come back and was
Came
over
up
here.
here and
It's
laid
like,
down. That's wild.
Well, you got to work this morning. We're watching those elk out here.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them?
A high side, and just behind the right
Okay.
shoulder blade.
Got the
Yeah.
lungs.
I thought I missed him, dude. I really did, man, because we saw dirt fly.
Well, you wouldn't
And-
have heard the end of it.
Oh, no, I would have given myself more shit than y'all ever could have.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
I just wanted to take a second and give a huge thanks to, everybody at Lazy T Ranch, all the sponsors. I can't thank you guys enough, and it's incredibly honored for me to get to come out here and do this, and you guys pitching in, and it's just many thanks.
I don't know, the people just amaze me, man. It ain't like that back home. People don't invite you to their house and feed you and buy you a gun and all that stuff. They ain't gonna do that. So it's just crazy. It's a unbelievable experience.
The ranch, it is the most pristine piece of wildlife land I've ever seen in my life. I've been all over the country. I've never seen anywhere as beautiful as this place. This is, heaven on earth. It's the only way I can describe it. The ivory, the teeth, how well do they hold up? Good, because I was thinking about making my wedding band out of it.
Well, he's got really cool ivory too.
You guys, thank you guys, every one of you. You guys out here guiding us through this, and you guys tracking along. I know you guys were sucking wind just as bad as I was. Man, it's a lot different for a Georgia boy to come out here and 3,000, 4,000 feet above what he's used to, and come out here in this crisp, clean air and get to watch. 2 days, 4 hunts, this being the 5th, of watching these guys just track up and down, up and down, up and down, and just following them and try to get in on a good shot. And
A little bit of bad luck.
a little bit of bad luck,
Yeah.
Some missed opportunities that, like I said, God's got a plan. If it's gonna happen, it'll happen. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And I'm just thankful for this opportunity, and I want to thank everybody at Lazy T Ranch for making this happen. This is incredible.
But we need more people like you guys that get impressed, people that come out and get involved, talk to the veterans, stuff like that. You know, let them tell their stories. And I guarantee you, people got unique stories, man. People have been through some stuff. And people just need to understand that people have problems, man. You know, they've been through a lot of stuff. And they try to manage it. And then people that, you know, ain't been through nothing want to, you know, complain about little stuff. Because you want to get home to look at the football game or, you know, they need to realize that. They just need to, you know, realize what people have been through. Because I talk to veterans all the time. You think I've been through something. I talk to people who've been through some stuff, man.
It's a great thing for them to do this, you know, essentially out of pocket, putting us up and getting us out here. And, you know, I feel like there's a lot of healing that'll go on, especially as these progress and go through and we get more and more vets out here. Because Lord knows there's no shortage of them. And if, you know, 3-4 days can take their mind off the stuff, the troubles that they faced at home, and, you know, they focus on their adversity and come out here and get it done, then it's, you know, shows to them that maybe they're not as broken as they thought they are. Because if you asked me a month ago if I was going to be able to hump up and down these hills, and I'd tell you, no, there's no way I'm in shape for that. But I got it done, so it's my way of telling me that I'm not broke. So.
Out here at Lazy T Ranch, it's never just about the hunt. It's about the men and women who've carried more than most of us will ever know, and giving back in even the smallest way. For Ryan and Chad, these mountains offered more than trophy bulls. They offered peace, brotherhood, and memories that will last a lifetime. To every veteran who stood in harm's way for our freedom, this hunt is our way of saying thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we will never forget.